much better. One time is much better than two. So, anyway. Yeah, I messed with the volume on the music a little bit. Tried to mess with some things. Try to get some of the music and the sound effects to be a little bit better.
Yes, Scene King, it is a heart.
So how did they make it a heart-shaped bamboo? How did they do that? Did they grow it and shape it as it grew?
Most likely as it grows, they some kind of wraps or twist ties that kind of help carve it out.
They must shape it. Okay.
No, don't they do that on trees too?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Gene Pool Variety Hour. This is episode number 43. I am the old man of the group. I'm the host, one of the co-hosts. I'm Sean, and the guy on the other screen with the heart-shaped bamboo on the screen is...
My name is Connor McKay, and I am celebrating my love today.
All right, that's great, because Sunday is Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So that's cool.
I've got
which is going to tie into our
planned.
Which is going to kind of tie into our Geek Question. And I almost thought about just doing this show and not saying a single thing about the eye patch and just let people try to figure it out and not say a word. But I changed my mind.
It does not involve the movie.
No, it has nothing to do with the movie. I had a medical procedure done today and had to go into anesthesia. And apparently while I was under anesthesia, my eyeball dried out for some reason. I have that happen sometimes. And my eyelid stuck to my eyeball. And when I woke up and opened my eyes, my eyelid ripped off my eyeball and caused this excruciating pain. And it's been bothering me all day. Been hitting it with eye drops all day. Some nice, moisturizing kind of eye drops. And found this eye patch. And it makes things so much easier because even though it hurts, I'm not dealing with light going into my eyeball right now. So I am doing the whole pirate thing for this episode, complete with I'm going diving with my knife to go get coral and seashells and stuff. I don't know, whatever. Buried treasure.
Pirate cutlass. Your pirate cutlass.
I just wish I could do voices so I could talk like a pirate, but I can't talk like a pirate. I don't do good at those things. So anyway,
Avast, matey.
that. So anyway, so that's what's been going on with me.
Straight forward into the abyss.
Yeah. So I had a nice little procedure today that all males over the age of 50 should get. And if you have any idea what that is, yes, you can commiserate with me because I had that done today.
Dad, the second you say that line on almost all men over 50, we all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. So
as soon as you say that line.
But, and they didn't even buy me dinner first. So, that was kind of disappointing. But anyway, and I almost thought about...
they at least buy you a drink?
No, I almost thought about doing the whole Chevy Chase from the movie Fletch when he gets a proctoral exam going, Moon River, as they did what they did. So
no, they've probably heard that joke so many times it's not even funny anymore.
So anyway, it went well.
They didn't find anything, right? No polyps, no crevices.
Oh, they always no
gerbils.
Okay, I'm not going to go into all of those kind of details. I can neither confirm nor deny anything that you just said. But
not even the gerbils?
Well,
were there gerbils up there, Dad?
Of course.
Did you have rodents up your butt? Come on.
No. I don't think so. They didn't. It's not in the toxicology or the toxicology report or any of that kind of stuff.
Oh man, this is sounding very fun. I'm loving this.
I really appreciate you making fun of my getting old body in front of tons of people on Twitch and YouTube. I appreciate that. So anyway,
tons, literally one person.
What? In here in the live stream. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the guys on YouTube or that watch the Twitch VOD or listen to the podcast. So anyway, so that's me. That's kind of been my day. Slept an awful lot. Don't remember much of the early part of the day. But you know what? The show must go on. I'm sitting here going, okay, if Ashley can guest host be a guest on a podcast when she's having contractions and actually going into labor with Tater Tot, you know what? I can I can do the show with a sore eye. You know,
is that his actual name, Tater Tot?
of course not, Connor. I'm not
Then
going to.
what's
I'm
his
not,
name? I've never ever heard his
I'm not
actual
going to.
name.
I'm not going to say it on our podcast. That's not. No, I mean it's privacy issues, buddy. I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
So, if they want to, they can. So anyway, what's been going on with you other than snow in Columbus?
Snow Columbus. What do you mean Columbus?
Columbus, Ohio. Aren't you near Columbus, Ohio?
No.
Isn't Delaware close to Columbus, Ohio?
About an hour.
Okay, well, okay. It's a lot closer than 14 hours. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Jeez, you're too specific, man. Sorry,
I was confused.
I will try to find your actual longitude and latitude of your apartment and ask you how weather is at that specific location next time.
Don't forget zenitudinal.
You're not in space, dude.
No. Zenitudinal is our position in accordance with the Earth's core, or
I don't care about your position in relation to the Earth's core, because you're not anywhere close to the Earth's core. You're on the surface of the planet, so we don't need to know the Z. We just need to know the X and the Y. You're not a 3D coordinate in space. Okay, so moving on from that. Wow, that was a weird.
I'm not traveling along the.
That was a weird chicken.
I'm not traveling along the Z-axis.
Yeah. So, anything been going on with you? I know that you got an injured hand. You talked about.
Oh yeah. Earlier today, I was moving one of our carriers that they need to be serviced down the service rail, and basically we have this one hand grip we can really use, but it's small and it's kind of awkward to hold on to.
Yeah.
So as I was holding it, here, let's all right. So
we're gonna have a visual.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is where I'm grabbing it. All the weight is back here.
Okay.
I'm basically lifting it up like this, and pulling it along the rail. I trip, and my arm kind of gets folded up under me, and all the weight is now like right on this muscle right here.
Yeah. Right.
It was killing me. I could barely move. One of our guys had to basically lift it up off take the weight off of me just so I could correct myself.
Right.
And so now I'm wearing my big boy brace.
Okay. Cool. I'm glad that you've got a good brace for that, because I know that I've had to have that myself as well sometimes. So a brace can do wonderful things. Any fun stuff? It sounds like you got something fun starting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, D&D.
So what are you doing tomorrow? Who are you doing it with?
Tomorrow I start my very first online D&D campaign with actually half the guys in the group are guys I kept in contact with from Warm Springs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then we've got two guys from Australia.
Okay.
And then one guy from Ohio, and then another one from New Jersey.
Okay. So how are you going to do it? Are you doing it on Discord chat?
Yep.
Okay.
We're basically going to do the entire thing on Discord, and basically I'm going to use a similar setup to all this streaming stuff. Except I'm going to hook up my Bluetooth camera on my light stand and have it positioned kind of over the table, pointing down, so that so that everyone can see the board and everything.
That's cool.
And then also so I don't have this cord getting all tangled up. I'm gonna connect those Bluetooth earbuds you got me for Christmas to my computer and use those for listening instead.
Okay, that's you might want to double check on having multiple Bluetooth devices connected to your computer at the same time.
Multiple Bluetooth devices connected.
Well, you said Bluetooth camera and Bluetooth headphones.
My camera is in Bluetooth. You know it's not Bluetooth.
But I know. But you said Bluetooth. I didn't know if you'd gotten a second camera. I didn't know.
No, Dad, listening is a skill.
I did listen. You said Bluetooth camera.
I did not say Bluetooth camera.
Okay. We will go back.
Guys,
We will go back. We will go back to and we will watch the recorded video, and I will prove to you that you said Bluetooth camera.
Okay, fine.
And maybe hopefully maybe Stealth heard and he can confirm or deny. But anyway. So all right. Yeah. So Dean, so what time you guys starting tomorrow?
3 p.m. Which actually, well, 3 to 4 p.m. Which actually to the guys in Australia would be about 6 or 7 in the morning their time.
Oh my goodness, they're dedicated, dude.
Oh yeah. And then also they're going right from what I said.
Read the chat.
Dang it. Anyway,
moving on.
They're basically going from one campaign over to another an hour after ours is done.
Gotcha. So, is it one of your homebrew campaigns, or are you doing just like a regular module, or what?
It's a homebrew campaign.
Okay.
Actually, it's the final draft of the campaign I tried out with you and Mom. Remember?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I remember. All right, cool. Well, anything else going on? Because I would like to make it a little bit shorter this evening, just because I'm still kind of feeling kind of down and run down. So I don't want to drag it out too much. So I don't have anything else to talk about. I mean, I've been doing the normal stuff. Destiny, the new season of Destiny is out. I've been playing all of that. I've been playing
a lot of Pokemon.
Really? I started my Thursday night stream of Eastshade, and so I'm enjoying doing that because, man, it is a super chill, just hanging out game and painting and stuff. But it's one of those things where you're kind of going back and forth, like, okay, I need to get here. Okay, well, go to this person, and they can help you get there. You go to that person and says, okay, well, you help me with this task, and then I'll help you get in there. And then, so it's one of those kind of multi-step kind of things.
And I hate those types of games.
Yeah, and that's kind of yucky. So, what's up? So you missed the story, Jacob, that apparently my eyeball dried out under anesthesia and my eyelid stuck to my eyeball. And when I woke up, it just basically ripped off my eyeball, and it's been hurting pretty bad the rest of the day. So I'm doing the whole Steve the Pirate thing. So, but anyway,
that's from Dodgeball, right?
Absolutely, Alan Tudyk. I mean, Alan Tudyk's great in everything he does. But anyway,
Alan Tudyk is, everything he's ever done, he excels in. Every time.
He's the main character in some new show that's out. I forgot what channel it's on. It's on one of the cable networks where he's like an alien, but he's pretending to be a human doctor or something like that, or detective or lawyer or something weird. So
I've never heard anything like that. No,
I mean anyway. So I need to check that out just because it's Alan Tudyk. I'll watch anything that Alan Tudyk does. What's that?
What else has he been in? I feel like he's done a lot of stuff, but
he was K2SO in Rogue One.
That was him.
Yeah, he did the voice for K2SO. Yeah,
the big black robot, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I can't remember all the other specific. He was in Firefly, obviously.
What's Firefly?
It was a show that was on Fox several years ago. Everybody absolutely loves it, and Fox only did it for one season. They canceled it after one season. So and people are very, very.
So why does everybody love it?
Because it was such a good sci-fi show. It was like a space spaghetti western almost. So
a what-y?
A spaghetti western in space almost.
What's spaghetti western?
Spaghetti westerns were like back in the 60s. They did a bunch of cheap westerns, and they filmed them in Italy because it was cheap to do over there. And Clint Eastwood did several, and so they called them spaghetti westerns because they were filmed in Italy and stuff. So anyway, so that's all I've got going. But I want to go. Yeah, there you go, Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
I know that name.
Yeah, he was the star. But anyway, so I would like to make the evening a little bit shorter just because I'm still kind of run down a little bit from all that today. So, no,
says
not
as we
bad,
proceed
not bad
to
thing
make
for buying
5
cookies.
minutes.
No, as long as you got peanut butter patties, we're good. Anything else you can have, but I'll take the peanut butter patties because those are now the best thing ever. Take peanut butter patties and try to crumble them up and put them on ice cream. That's the key right there, man. That's the key. So, anyway, where do you want to go with this, man? Because like I said, I want to kind of push it along tonight just because it's been a long day, you know? Okay. So let's move on. Let's just move to the geek question because you're clearly wanting to not really help me out here.
No,
caramel
no,
lights,
I
those are
am.
good, but I prefer the peanut butter patties. So, so do you want to do the geek question?
Sea
or not?
salt caramel.
Yeah,
Best thing ever.
Well, that of course we know that. That's a given. So I'm asking again. Do you want to do the geek question, or do you want to just sit
Geek
here and keep
question,
chasing,
yes.
chasing
and,
chickens?
and sea
'Cause I
salt
keep
caramel
chasing-
with peanut butter actually tastes really good.
Well, I know that. So okay, let's just do the geek
No,
question. All right.
no, that's a recently new thing. I think I'm totally alien to Nikki.
Okay. Moving on.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
I don't mind you mouthing it, just don't say it because, like I said, you get it on a bit of a delay.
I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and I'll like them answered immediately.
There you go. I don't mind if you say it
That's
after.
actually pretty close.
That was pretty close. I don't mind you doing it afterwards, just not while it's doing it. So anyway, so what's the geek question? I got answers. I think I know what it is. I got geek questions. I mean, I got answers to this one easy.
Who is or was your biggest nerd crush? This could be anyone from a comic book character, an actress, a video game character. It could be anything and anything, anyone.
Okay, go. You always go first.
Okay. Let's see. It's a 3-way tie. First,
I've got
Scarlett
three as well.
Johansson.
Okay.
Second, it's Dawn from Pokemon. And she was one of Ash's friends in his miniseries across the Pokemon regions. And then 3.
What happened to us going back and forth and talking about him? Because we'll be done with this geek question in about 30 seconds doing it this way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you go ahead and say yours.
So talk about your first one.
Okay, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
I don't know. There's something about her I've always found really, really attractive. You know, maybe it's the short hair. Maybe it's the super flexible body. maybe it's the plump red lips. I don't know. She's very hot to me. She could stand to gain a little bit more fluff. You know, she's very skinny. She could stand to gain a little bit more fluff because I like them. I like them fluffy.
Okay. Whatever.
But yeah, there's something always in everything I've ever seen her in, and yes, I've seen her in more things besides being Black Widow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know she's been in a bunch of stuff. So
there's just always been something about her. It's not really something you can explain off the top of your head, you know?
Right.
And then with Dawn from Pokemon, actually, I'm gonna
go and do mine now.
Oh yeah, sorry, I keep on forgetting.
Yeah.
Jeez, I think I'm already drunk.
No, you're not. You haven't even finished one, for crying out loud. Stop it.
Actually,
okay. Anyway,
Actually,
my first one. I'm going to go in chronological order because my first one, my first one, which is going to age me a little bit. My first one was Linda Carter as Wonder Woman back in the 70s, the original television Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. She was, I think, Miss California, Miss something or other. She was like a beauty queen person, got into acting and got cast in this role. And it was the first time that I'd seen somebody look like her on TV, basically wearing a bathing suit all the time. And I was entranced as a little boy. So
Casey,
she was,
come on, man.
So she was definitely the first one for me. And to this, and look, she's 70 now, and she's still amazingly beautiful. She's still, as a matter of fact, and I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84 yet. It'll probably be on the plane movies because I got to fly to Seattle next week, so I'll probably watch it on the plane next week. But she has a cameo in the new Wonder Woman as the old Wonder Woman, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. She also, you remember the movie Sky High?
Yes.
She was the principal.
Oh, her?
Yeah, her. Yeah, she was the principal.
Oh, wait a minute. She's also in Supergirl then.
Okay.
And
that's great. I have no idea because I don't watch
president.
Supergirl. I don't watch Supergirl.
She's
so.
I believe she's the president of the United States who's secretly an alien.
Yeah. So Linda Carter's was my first nerd crush. So now tell me your second one. Let's kind of do this, because we got
my second one is
stretch this out a bit, dude. You said Dawn from Pokemon?
One, yeah, yep, Dawn from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, which is set in the Sinnoh region of the Pokemon world.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, one of my favorite seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I like Dawn is because she was the first girly girl that I could also understand,
Yeah.
Because at the time I didn't understand girls at all. I still partially don't.
Okay, I'm 52 and have been married for 30 years, almost 31 years. I still don't understand girls. Just accept the fact that you'll never figure it out. You'll never understand. So just accept that fact and move on.
But anyway, it's just I don't know. She always kind of looked. She always at the time looks like what I thought my dream girl was.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So how does she look? Because I don't know who she is. So you said it looked like your dream girl. How does she look? Don't show me a picture. Just describe her. Because I
can't describe her.
And then also, because you may know this, because I know Nikki's a big Kingdom Hearts fan. Who is Starlitzia? Or
Starlitzia?
Yeah. Or something like that. Because Mr. Spaghetti would say that was his nerd crush. So I'm just wondering. I don't know who that is because I don't play Kingdom Hearts. So I don't know who that is.
That's Dawn, by the way. Oh, no, that's in the way.
Okay, cool.
And let's see, Starlitzia. I've never played Kingdom Hearts, so I have no idea who that is.
I mean, I could look it up myself, but of course, I'm running everything on this one computer, so I'm not messing with it.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's not a flower or a plant.
I have no idea.
So maybe I spelled it wrong.
Okay, anyway, so moving on. All right, so let me tell you my second
Kingdom
one.
Hearts.
All right, so I've got now these last two.
This is apparently Starlitzia.
Okay, gotcha. There you go. That makes more sense than the plant, Connor. So I'm gonna save one for last because I've got a story about I've got a story about both of them. But this next one is Jerry Ryan as 7 of 9 from Star Trek Voyager.
Now that one I can understand. 7 of 9 is very beautiful.
And of course, I mean, yes, she is. She was one of my other ones. She wasn't my second one. She was the last of my 3 that I'm talking about. But I've got a story about the other one. Kind of have one about Jerry as well. But yeah, so she was definitely one of my nerd crushes.
Now wait. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you attracted to Jerry or 7 of 9?
Both. I mean, I don't separate the two. So anyways, I liked I also liked what they did with her character in the later seasons as she started exploring her humanity and trying to figure out what it was to be human again. So that was kind of cool. That added some depth to her character. But
yeah,
the first year that you and I don't even remember her name that went with us to Dragon Con. Huh?
Real quick, Mr. Spaghetti was asking, how did you go about making these podcasts?
I'm still trying to figure that out. basically,
I'm sorry to.
yeah, no, I mean that's fine. Basically, and we've got some guys in here that do streaming as well. So, you get a mic, you sign up for one of the podcast hosting services like Podbean or Anchor or any of those kind of things, and just start recording and adding them to your account. And then those services will push them out to like Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Spotify and all that, and go from there. And we decided last fall, Connor, to start live streaming our podcast. So now we got the webcams, and we do this basically via a Zoom call, and I just added all these overlays to it, and we stream it live on Twitch, and then I take the audio from that. Take the video of it and put it up on YouTube, and take the audio and make it into our podcast and upload it to our podcast server. So it's actually
wait.
What?
You separate them, and YouTube only gets the video, not the audio.
No.
How can they know what we're saying with no audio?
If you could only see what the finger that I'm mentally showing you right now. Listen. No, I upload the VOD, the video from Twitch straight to YouTube, and then I record the audio separately here on this computer.
We don't have a
to
PC
edit.
either, dude. He's saying he hit a switch from his Xbox.
Okay, now if you want to, if you still want to do a podcast, Anchor, their app. I'm not sure about Android, but on the iPhone side, their Anchor app, you can actually record your podcast straight from your phone. Audio quality is not going to be near as good, but you can definitely do that. So, and Anchor is completely free. So that's one that you can do. You can actually record your podcast straight into the Anchor app on your iPhone. Because I do another podcast as well for my work, and I do it through Anchor. So,
what's that one called again?
It's called Anchor. Oh, the other podcast. Hey, Dennis, appreciate you stopping by, dude. Oh, and I heard Brandon's intro on your latest episode. And that was really cool. I didn't even recognize it was his voice until you started talking about it. I'm like, oh, snap. Yeah, I don't do voices well, so the only one I do is a weird one that would not make sense for a D&D podcast. So
show us.
No, I'm not going to do it right now.
No, come on. You know you want to.
The only thing that I know how to do is this voice here, and this is not really a good voice for a D&D podcast intro. So, I'm sorry, that's all I can do.
So anyway, but and Dennis, I hope that the stuff that you guys are kind of working on together, I can't wait to see how all that stuff turns out. So that's pretty cool. And they, just by the way, their latest episode that I just listened to, Divided by Werewolves, they threw a shout out to you guys as well. So that's pretty cool. But
I wish I could do voices for people.
Oh, we were still talking about podcasting for Mr. Spaghetti. So I would investigate, if you don't have a PC, using the Anchor app and going to the Anchor service, and because you can do it through their app. And it's a great place to start, and then as you get more into it, like we have, then you can kind of build your stuff and your options, right? So,
as you save up money and
okay, Dennis, I tell you what,
stuff.
I'll record the intro again with that voice and shoot it over to you, and you do whatever you want to with it. I will definitely do that. If you want it, that's fine. So, of course, I will say that one of the ones that you do that really doesn't even talk, that one, I mean, at least you can understand what my words are. I'll laugh every time. I'll laugh every time I hear that one when you do that one. So anyway, so that's what I would do, Mr. Spaghetti, to kind of look into that and just see if that's something that you could do. All right. So anyway, back to the story about the nerd crushes. Back to Jerry Ryan. Our first year that we went to Dragon Con, where we cosplayed, and we cosplayed as Inigo and Fezzik. And what was her name that went with us as Buttercup?
Mary Margaret.
Okay, when we went, well, at one point, you guys were off doing your thing, walking around, and I was walking through the Walk of Fame, and Jerry Ryan was there that year. And I had been following her on Instagram for about a year or so at that point. And the thing that was so interesting about her Instagram account is it's not a lot like a lot of celebrity Instagram accounts. It was about her gardening in her backyard, her husband who's a chef, and her horse riding lessons for her daughter, just being a mom, right? And I'm walking through dressed as Inigo, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey!" And I turn around, and it's Jerry sitting at her table, motioning to me to come over to her table. And I do, and she goes, "You're Inigo Montoya, aren't you?" And I went, "Yeah." And she said, "Say it." And she made me do the line, "My name is Inigo Montoya." And I did it, and she thought that was great.
Hello.
And
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Now prepare to die.
Yeah. So
You gotta say it with the Italian accent.
Oh, of course you do. So we ended up sitting there with her, and we talked for like 10 or 15 minutes because it was late in the day and there wasn't a lot of people there. And we talked for like 10 or 15 minutes just about being parents. We didn't talk about 7 or 9 or Star Trek for 1 second the whole conversation. It was really cool. So that's my second one. So what's your third one? And then we'll move on.
My third one is kind of embarrassing.
Oh, like you like being embarrassed stops you from anything. Come on.
Do you remember this this weird TV slash web show called The Guild?
Oh yeah. You mean Felicia Day's character?
No, not her.
Oh, who?
The mom character.
I didn't watch The Guild, so I don't know who played the mom. So, I mean, I know it, but and I started to watch it one time, and I never watched it a lot.
I don't know. She always seemed very
from
fun.
The Guild, huh?
Yeah. The mom from The Guild.
We don't. Okay. Well,
blonde-haired woman.
Well, you need to Google that then. While I'm talking about mine, you can Google that. So, yeah. Okay. All right. And my final one, which is probably my biggest one, is Gillian Anderson from the X-Files.
Of course, it's Gillian Anderson.
Now, and I have like super awesome story about Gillian Anderson. So, when the X-Files was on back in the 90s, mom, your mom, my wife and I, we would watch it every Friday night or Sunday night whenever it was on, and didn't have kids yet. And I made no bones about the fact that Gillian was my nerd crush. And your mom had a crush on somebody on the show, but it wasn't Fox, it wasn't David Duchovny. She her crush was on Mitch Pileggi, who played Skinner. She has a thing for bald guys. I don't know why, because I'm not going to be bald with my genetics. So we just started joking around about referring to Gillian as my second wife and Mitch as her second husband. It just became a joke. Well, 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, Gillian was actually at DragonCon. And I didn't even know she was coming. And your mom sent me a message one day at work and says, "Hey, you didn't tell me that your second wife was going to be at DragonCon this year." And I'm like, "What?" And she told me that Gillian was going to be there. So I went and I started doing some research and found out, sure enough, Gillian was going to be at DragonCon. And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely, I got to stay and get in line to see Gillian." And she put out on her Twitter, she said, "Look, I appreciate everybody bringing me gifts and those kind of things when I go to these kind of events, but if why don't we do something different? These are my 3 favorite charities, and if you will donate money to one of these 3 charities and bring your receipt, I will autograph your receipt for free." I'm like, done. So I donated some money to one of her charities, printed out the receipt, but I also had the Fox and the Scully and Mulder Funko Pops, and so I took my Funko Pop of Gillian's character of Scully. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I can't want to say Skinner because I got Mitch Pileggi on my mind, of Scully, and I took it with me, and so I got in line and I stood in line for a long time, and of course these people, they charge for autographs, and she was a pretty big name, so she kind of charged a decent amount for one of her autographs. But so I got 2 autographs from her. The first one, the free one that she just signs her name, I got her to autograph my Scully Funko Pop box. So she signed that, Gillian. And then the one that I paid for, well, she'll like write a little something on the autograph. I got her to write on the receipt, I told her the story about second wife, second husband, this kind of stuff. She thought it was kind of funny. So I got her to sign it, "Love your second wife, Gillian." And that's framed in my office at work.
Wait, framed?
Yeah.
Like full on framed?
It's framed. It's framed in my office at work. So I got Gillian Anderson to autograph something of mine that says, "Love your second wife, Gillian." So, mic drop. That's the best I'm going to get with autographs. So that's my third story of my nerd crush, or Linda Carter, Jerry Ryan, and Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
So those are my three.
I've had a lot of classic ones. Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman. Just a bunch of the classic kind of crushes.
Right.
The three that I mentioned were the ones that really stood out.
Right.
I do, and
you got
actually
a fourth?
still, huh?
You got a fourth one?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
I just now realized it. Tali Zora Vas Normandy.
Who is that?
Mass Effect.
Oh,
Mass
Tali.
Effect 2.
Tali.
Yeah,
okay.
Tali.
Just say Tali. I don't know all the other parts of her name. Just Tali.
You should at least know Tali Zora.
No, I just know Tali. So.
Okay, well, yes, Tali.
Okay.
I freaking love Tali.
Yeah.
Every single time I played Mass Effect, the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Every single time. First I romanced Liara, because
she's the blue chick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the Sardi with the head tendril things. I've always romanced the aliens, mainly because if you have the option, why go vanilla with a human when you can experiment the unknown with an alien? Just always go with that. Anyway, in the first game, I always romanced Liara, and then in the next two following games, when it became an option, I romanced Tali, mainly because I always found her story and their romance so touching. It kind of reminded me of my relationship with Nikki. Close but not able to actually be together, because of some sort of restriction. For me and her at the time, it was our distance.
13-hour drive.
Tali and
right.
For Tali and Shepard, it was her immunity system.
Sure. Yeah. So okay, cool.
It's and I just really and also she's a nerdy, quirky gearhead. How's that not freaking adorable?
Right. So, all right. So you had 4, I had 3. I'm sure I could come up with some others. Scarlett Johansson and all, those kind of people. Yeah, okay, great. But, they're not my nerd crush, right? So
yeah,
the other 3 were definitely nerd crushes. Okay, so how about we move on? Let's talk about our movie. You want to talk about our movie?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So how about let's jump into our next episode or next installment of
Roll for Credits.
Pull up my notes here. So we are talking about, as you can see below, we're talking about the movie from 2018 starring Jason Momoa, Garrett Dillahunt, and Stephen Lang, called Braven. And basically the synopsis of this movie is Joe Braven, who is Jason Momoa's character, is a logging company owner who lives with his family in Canada. His dad, Lyndon, who is played by Stephen Lang, is suffering from dementia. You're seeing some early signs of dementia in him. He mistakes a woman in a bar for his wife, and it prompts a barroom brawl that lands Lyndon in the hospital. They decide to take a break at their secluded log cabin up in the wilderness. They live in Alaska, where they run into trouble with a drug dealer who wants to use Joe's business as a front for his cocaine operation. So that's the basic synopsis of this movie. Well, whatever. It was drugs. It was the white powdery stuff. That could be cocaine or heroin or whatever. I don't know. So that's the basic premise of this movie. It is your typical action movie. That whole bad drug cartel person versus family man just trying to protect his family on his home turf kind of thing. It's kind of a trope. We've seen that.
Austin, what's up, man?
We've seen that in so many different movies. So so anyway, so that's what the movie's about. And I don't really have anything else to say about the premise of the movie. It's pretty cut and dry. It's pretty cookie cutter, if you ask me, in terms of action movies. So why don't you spend some time talking about what you thought about the movie, and I'll talk about mine. I mean, it was okay, but anyway. So I remember when you were watching it, you kept sending me messages how much you liked the movie. So what did you like about the movie?
So the movie in and of itself was good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the acting was good.
Yeah.
Scenes, the story, that all was good. It was the production that I didn't enjoy.
Right.
Because it seemed several times throughout the second half of the movie, when everything was happening at the cabin, the gunshots and all the fighting and everything.
Right.
It seemed like one, the gun firing was off. The sound effects were kind of off. Two, it seemed the sounds and grunts and punching effects made by some of the characters didn't match up with what we heard before from the same characters. You know?
Yeah.
And then also, some sound effects seemed to almost be cut out entirely.
Yeah.
You know, like remember the scene when Jason Momoa was fighting that one guy with like this rope and hook type deal, you know?
Yeah.
And he hit him, but we didn't hear anything. We didn't hear the contact, but we saw it hit him, you know?
Right.
I mean, it almost seems like they spent so much money getting these big name actors in the movie, they didn't have enough for actual good production stuff afterwards.
You know, and I finally I kind of find that interesting. I didn't notice those little small quirk things. I was in the middle of drinking like prep for my medical procedure today. So every 15 minutes I was having to drink something, and that was keeping me pretty preoccupied. So I missed the little things like that when I was watching the movie. But I just find it interesting that you're finding some quirks in the action sequences. And the reason why I say that, I can't think of the guy's name, but the guy who was the director of this movie, his first job in Hollywood, he's a stuntman. If you go look him up on IMDb and you look at all of his credits, most of his credits are as a stuntman for things like, I think, Inception, different kinds of movies. And so he's done some directing for like TV shows like Chicago Med, different kind of like TV cop, you know, hospital type shows. Yeah. But this is one of his first ones that he's directed as like a movie. So he clearly has an action sequence background because he's a stuntman. You know, he does the action sequences. He does the fighting scenes. So I find it interesting that you saw quirks in the action sequences from a director who is a stuntman, you know, first and foremost.
Well,
now,
I mean,
it could be editing and sound design that it could have messed those things up, you know. But he should have caught
exactly.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he should have caught that, though, you know. I mean, the action sequences themselves were okay, but I agree with you. There were some quirks to some of them that I had issues with, too. What else? So, but what did you like about the movie?
Well, let's see. I liked the classicism of the story. You know, it wasn't anything fancy like any of the Die Hards past Die Hard 1. You know, it was just a guy that defending his dad and daughter. You know,
yeah,
nice and simple.
Right. Okay.
And we had the classic bad guy, you know, bad drug dealer. He wants his drugs and all that.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of twists and turns in there that still kept it fresh.
Okay, like what? What were some of the twists and turns that kept it fresh?
I did not expect one for Casson, I think his name is. To just outright shoot Weston right in the freaking face in front of Jason.
Yeah. Now you gotta tell everybody who that Weston guy was.
Basically he was one of the loggers that worked with Jason Momoa's character.
Yeah, he drove one of the logging trucks, right? And he was
Yeah.
the one that was working with the drug people to kind of smuggle drugs through logs, through Alaska.
Very ingenious, that actually,
Yeah, except
That's
for the
very
fact.
ingenious.
Okay, but yeah, so I had several issues with the movie, but and just in terms of logistics, was there anything else about the movie that really drew you in at all?
Let's see. He didn't drew me in. No, it surprised me at times. Yes, like how literally Jason Momoa took out a freaking and recurve bow, strung it up, and freaking shot a dude straight through the face and head with a freaking arrow. That was badass.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Um,
Jason is.
and
So.
and also, I found it very very funny that in the movie, clearly it was after he did Aquaman, and he feels him diving in the ocean and taking off his shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Aquaman always finds his way back to the ocean.
That's true. I thought that was hilarious when you said that. I thought that was hilarious. I didn't think about that, but I mean, clearly there was a reason why he took his shirt off. You do understand that, right?
Yes, because of the hypothermia. But
yeah.
still,
Okay.
But still,
So
it's Jason Momoa shirtless in the ocean.
yeah,
Frickin' Aquaman.
So did you have any other major problems with it?
Let's see. Oh, some prop stuff that went awry.
Like what?
Casson in one scene in the movie took out a rifle and said, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can snipe Jason. What he had was not a sniper rifle.
No, he did not have a sniper. It was a bullpup design, which is more for close quarters combat. So now it was on semi-automatic, but you can watch this movie on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Right. It was
Netflix.
it's for free over on Netflix. It may be on Amazon as well. It was at one point, but I know it's on Netflix because that's where we watched it.
It's actually a pretty decent movie,
and it's
Austin.
only-
We're just talking about the flaws.
And it's only an hour. It's only an hour and a half long. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there were some logistics where they're talking about using that. He's going to find a sniping position. I'm like, okay, well then maybe you should have a sniper rifle. Sniper rifles don't.
In the end,
sniper rifles don't come in a bullpup design like that. So
I mean, even in the end, he didn't go up top to find a position to snipe. He was just walking in the snow, saw him, and shot straight ahead. He wasn't even trying to get into an actual position, so he lied.
Yeah, well,
he lied.
There was little logistic things like that I didn't like. Just storyline. That's okay. You need to be consistent. If you're going to have somebody say that they're going to do something, you should have them do that, right? So that was kind of something for me too. So, look, the movie it's a generic action movie. I've seen this storyline many times before. Bad drug guy, good family man. And somehow the bad guy is attacking
crazy shape.
Yeah, and somehow the bad guy attacks the good guy on his home turf, so he knows how to get around and all that kind of stuff, and he uses his own ingenuity and his own weapons and to take out the bad people. It was pretty cookie cutter. That being said, as far as the acting goes, look, Jason did okay. I thought
Stephen Lang did amazing.
Steven did great. Garrett Dillahunt, who plays the main bad guy, all three of those are good actors. I'm especially a fan of Steven and Garrett. My issue, and Jason's character, the script didn't stretch these guys at all. It did Steven a little bit. But here's the problem I had with that. At the beginning, when they're showing signs of dementia and the problems that it was creating in his life and in his family's life and the emotional turmoil it was causing for Jason's character, that was really powerful. That was some good stuff. And then it just became an action flick. And there was no more character development. He was just in a window shooting, pretty much, right?
He did have have a couple of those, oh my god, I don't know what's going on, tight moments when we saw his hands start to shake. You
Yeah,
know,
he did.
he
He
was trying to
did,
collect himself. You
but
know,
those are pretty
when
brief,
trying to
and they
remember who he-
So, so anyway, I thought that his character development stopped once the action started.
and
Garrett
and then randomly came up again when the big thing happened.
Yeah. And then Garrett Dillahunt, I mean, I've seen him in things and I really like him. He usually does a really good job at playing a kind of douchey, kind of bad guy character. And he did here too. I'm not saying he didn't, but there was a lot of stuff going on with his character that must have made the cutting room floor because there was a lot of gaps there. So he's this drug kingpin guy trying to get his drugs. They have all these tactical weapons. Okay, all of his guys have these tactical weapons, except for the one guy that looked like he had just a hunting rifle. But most of them had like assault rifle type gear. He has the radio, and he's talking to them, and he's telling them where to go, and he's being very tactical in his speech and how he's describing how to approach the cabin. So it clearly suggested that this guy had some military experience, and that they all had military experience. There was nothing mentioned about that at all. So there's a complete disconnect between here's a guy who's just a drug dealer, to he has all this tactical knowledge and expertise. It would have been nice to have seen where's the connection. How did he go, where did he get that knowledge? Was he former military that got caught up being, with drugs, through one of his deployments? I mean, that would have been an interesting character development for him and would have allowed him to stretch that character a little bit more. But they just didn't. And so I thought that was a glaring omission for him. Yeah. And I will say that I think this movie would have been a much better movie if it had just focused on Stephen Lang's character and his dementia and the family having to deal with that. Because Jason had such high regard and such respect for his father. At one point, he says, he's the strongest man I've ever known. Right? And that's Jason saying that, who's towering over this guy, right? So he has such respect for his father, and watching him wither away, right? And having to make hard decisions about that, and watching the dementia play out in Stephen Lang's character's life and how he's having to come to grips with it. It would have been a much better, stronger movie, if you ask me, if it had been a drama focused on that with the logging in Alaska as the backdrop. And not even had the drug stuff. Yeah, I think that would have made a much stronger movie. But you had a stuntman that was the director for the movie, so of course they're going to make it an action flick. Yeah. So that bothered me because it could have been a much stronger movie than that. Now, my favorite part of the show was the scenery. I mean, I absolutely love seeing winter in Alaska. It's just beautiful. Yeah, and I sat there and just wistfully imagined having a cabin in the mountains in Alaska. That's cool. And so I loved that part, and I loved seeing all the different kind of scenery and views and backdrops that they had. So that was one of my favorite parts of the movie was that stuff. Now, also, I don't know if you've seen this, Jason Momoa, he throws axes a lot. He's done some commercials where he's thrown axes, and he's got some like social media videos where he's throwing axes. I wonder if this movie's where he learned to do that and kind of fell in love with doing that, because he threw a lot of axes in this movie.
Yeah, he did.
It's like, okay, I want to do a movie where I get to throw a bunch of axes. Can we do that? Sure. So, and I will admit that it was one of the most unique ways to take the bad guy out that I've seen in a movie, right? The final battle between the final battle between Joe and the bad guy, between Jason Momoa's character and the bad guy. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it in case anybody wants to watch it and see how it ends, but it's a pretty unique way to take out the bad guy. And of course, it's a generic action movie. The good guy's going to win, right? But I've never seen a guy kind of sacrifice himself to do what he did. So that was kind of cool. So if you want to watch it just to see that,
the leg and everything.
Don't.
That I didn't say any crucial stuff. I just said the leg.
So anyway, but yeah, so that was pretty cool. I will say that's one of the more unique ways to take out a bad guy. So look, in the end, was it a bad movie? It wasn't a bad movie.
No, I would
not
give
at
it
all.
maybe a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the average reviews are, about 5.9, 6 out of 10. So it was an okay movie. So it definitely wasn't a bad movie. We've seen some bad movies before. But was it kind of forgettable? Yeah, to me, yeah, because it's just generic. It's a generic action movie. It just falls in line with, to me, it just falls in line with the white noise of all the other, bad guy, family man action flicks that you see out there, What's that?
Dad, Smash just asked, how is your bum what?
My bum. Period.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. My eye is in bad shape, but the other part's not great. So yeah, I mean, that stuff's all okay, but you probably missed the story earlier. While I was under anesthesia, I have a thing that happens in my right eye sometimes at night where my eyeball will dry, and my eyelid will stick to my eyeball. So when I wake up in the morning and open my eyes for the first time, my eyelid is ripping itself off of my eyeball, and it is excruciatingly painful. Apparently that happened during the anesthesia today. So I've been doing a lot of eye drops and stuff, and the eye patch just helps because it's dark. It still hurts. It's much better than it was. Got some good eye drops this afternoon. But yeah, so this is definitely episode 43, the Pirate Edition. So yeah, so it kind of hurts. And I never realized. I mean, I've always heard people, and I've seen it, and closed my eye and done the one eye thing before. But people always talk about how it messes with your depth perception, only being able to look out of one eye. And I was sitting watching Expanse earlier today, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird watching it with just one eye, but I didn't really notice the whole depth perception thing until I was trying to write something a while ago, and I'm like,
missing my wrist at work,
and I'm like, okay, when is the pen going to touch the paper? I can't tell when it's going to touch the paper. There, it touched the paper. I could not tell when the pen was going to touch the paper. It was really weird. I've never had that experience before, so that was kind of crazy. So my eye will be better, but you know what? Ashley, I was saying, you know what? If you can guest host on a podcast and while you're having contractions, I can do this show with one eye. So,
and I can do it with a bum arm.
So, well, I mean, we're dudes. We just are stupid. At least I didn't say, here, hold my beer, watch this. That's usually when bad stuff really happens. So,
I mean, I'll try to stop destroying myself, but at the same time, it makes good comedy.
My thing that
physical comedy is the best.
My thing that I told Kelly when I got in the car, at some point after the procedure's over, I'm like, yeah, my eye's really hurting, so they must have gone really far up in there with that camera today because my eye was really hurting. So anyway, as far as the movie goes, it was pretty forgettable. Look, if you're only going to waste like 88 minutes of your day watching it, and if you like Jason Momoa, if you like action flicks, you like Stephen Lang, you like those kind of people, it's great because they did good. They did, did well. But it's just there's too many other movies.
Even the daughter did pretty good.
She was all right. And I've gotten to where I try to dig into IMDb a little bit and pull out some trivia or some goofs and that kind of stuff. There wasn't any trivia. I read, and there were several entries in the trivia section, and every one of them was basically Jason Momoa and this actor worked together on this movie. I'm like, okay, that's not trivia. That's just, okay, they worked together on other stuff. So anyway, but yeah, there was a lot. I didn't like all the tactical, of course, working for the military, and I see them referring to this little bullpup, short stock weapon as a sniper rifle. I'm
so
like,
basically, you got the Sharingan gun on Austin. Naruto thing, you wouldn't get it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not going. So anyway,
he doesn't watch anime.
Yeah, please do. You know what? Ashley, make up as many stories as you want. This screenshot is going to be, for Instagram.
This
I'm gonna make a screenshot of this right there, and that's what that's just gonna be it. So, and I may just make this a normal thing. So.
No, please don't.
So I won't go into the. I won't go into the story about how we got this eye patch in my house. That's another story that I might tell on the Discord because it's a little bit more on the not family friendly thing. So
yeah, no, I do not want to hear it. Do not even tell it on Discord, Dad. No.
Oh, I'll tell it on Discord. They'll love to hear it, but I'm not going to do it here.
No.
You can choose to listen or not. So that's the movie Braven. It's and look, Ashley, we are going to yeah, we should do a caption contest. We are going to do Demolition Man. It's not available for free anywhere on any of the streaming services, so I'll probably have to rent it and just share the link with Connor, and we'll watch it. But we are going to do Demolition Man ASAP. Maybe in the episode after the next one, because I got to just make some arrangements for that. But because I love that movie, I love the three seashells. I love that whole thing, so I can't wait. I want Connor to see it. But that's all I've got about this movie. I don't have anything else to mention about that movie. I think we should probably just go ahead and roll for our next one and move on. And I'm going to probably try to play some Destiny with one eye. So
please don't.
That should be interesting. Oh, I'm actually.
You'll die constantly.
I don't care. It's either that or try to paint on Eastshade with one eye, and that's even worse. So,
but that's more entertaining.
No, dying a lot is more entertaining for the people that want to watch. That's way more entertaining than watching me paint. So, here's the thing. I will admit that one of the coolest things I've ever seen, Dan Crenshaw, I don't know if he's senator. I can never remember if he's senator or congressman out of Texas. He's a former Navy SEAL, and he's the one with the eye patch because he lost his eye in a roadside bomb on one of his deployments. His glass eye is the Captain America shield. I'm not kidding. He's got a picture of him showing his glass eye Captain America shield to Captain America, to Chris Evans.
My God.
So that's just kind of cool. But anyway, so let's roll for our next movie and get out of here.
I would want a glass eye, kind of like Nick Fury's,
Well, yeah. So if you want all all that stuff, so I'm going to roll for the movie and let's move on. All right.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
So I just like rolling on my dice because I like to hear that sound. We got an 18, so that's Netflix,
18?
right?
Netflix,
okay.
Yes.
And then got a 5, so that's in the comedy.
Yes.
And then roll my percentage dice. Ooh, 64. I'm going to scroll down a little bit for this one. Deep dive into this one. So let me go look for the 64th movie in the comedy section of Netflix, and we'll go from there. So y'all just hang tight. Okay.
What do we got, Dad?
So we are going to be watching the 2012 movie called The Sapphires, starring Chris O'Dowd, I think it is.
Who?
That's Roy from IT Crowd.
Who?
Roy from the IT Crowd.
I've never seen the IT Crowd, Dad.
Oh my goodness, you need to watch the IT Crowd. Okay, let me look it up
No,
on
I
IMDb real quick and see if we got something about it. Okay, so
Hello.
yeah, this is riveting radio. I know.
Huh?
I don't even know much about what this is.
No, I haven't.
All right, so it says, it's 1968, and 4 young, talented Australian Aboriginal girls learn about love, friendship, and war when their all-girl group, the Sapphires, entertain the U.S. troops in Vietnam.
Okay.
So I don't know. Is it a comedy? Is it a musical? Is it an Australian Aboriginal film? All I know is it's got Chris O'Dowd in it, who I love. And it's got it's got like a 7 out of 10 rating. So it looks. And Ashley says it's based on a true story. So have you seen it? And I just lost my dice again. Dadgummit. Keep dropping dice. So if you've seen it, that would be cool. I'd love to hear what you think about it. But anyway, so that's what we're going to watch. We're going to watch The Sapphires, which is probably going to have some singing and some war and some probably social stuff going on because they're from Australia and they're women and they're in Vietnam entertaining. So there's probably going to be some sexist stuff going on that they're going to have to deal with, I bet. So anyway, but it looks like a pretty clean movie. It's not something where we have to worry about any major stuff going on.
Maybe.
So, hopefully. So that's our movie for next time. And I will go ahead and state now that our movie for the next episode will be Demolition Man after this one. We will do Demolition Man.
How will I watch it?
I will rent it for you. And you will
How?
stream it on Amazon. You just stream it on Amazon. I'll just rent it. So
what is so great about this freaking movie?
you've got to watch it to see. So we're going to watch. So this next episode, next Friday, will be the Sapphires. And then the Friday after that will be Demolition Man. I'm going to go ahead. We're making an executive decision, unilateral production decision that we're going to watch Demolition Man. All right? So
Fine.
I'm glad you're dancing. I need to see a screenshot of that.
After that
Ashley.
one, I'm choosing.
Okay, then I'll let you choose one. All right, cool. And we're also working on something because we're on episode 43. So actually, episode 50 is coming up soon in the next couple of months. So we're kind of talking about doing something a little special for the 50th episode and doing a watch party with folks on Twitch.
Of our favorite,
Of one of our favorites. So keep that in mind. That'll probably be in a couple of months from now. And I would love to do that. I'd love to sit around and watch that movie with everybody because it's one of the ones that Connor and I love the most. It's not going to be a random movie, that 50th episode. So anyway, we're going to do all that stuff. We're going to chase some more chickens. We're going to talk about the Sapphires. Connor will come up with some kind of geek question next time. And maybe or maybe not, I'll have an eye patch. I may have a scar at that point. Also, I have the knife. I can go deep diving. So we can go deep diving for pearls. So
oh my god.
So anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. It's time to get out of here. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us. It is so much fun to have people to talk to instead of just that guy on the other screen.
No,
what?
no,
not.
He was Austin was asking if I was gonna be streaming the D&D session tomorrow.
Yeah. It's gonna take you a while to get all that stuff set up. Yeah, you just need to focus on getting set up tomorrow to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're out of here, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna,
I was agreeing with you. We're out of here.
Okay, we're guys. We don't know what we're doing. I don't.
We don't.
When Steven and Ashley told me that I need to apply for like attending professional at DragonCon, I'm like, please, are you serious? Do you see what we do? I mean,
we
come
are not
on.
professionals. We're barely amateurs.
So anyway, okay, and Ashley kind of scares me. So she says she's going to wreck me. I'm going to fill out the form because I don't want her to wreck me.
Then include me too.
So, well, you don't even know if you're going to be able to make it coming from Ohio. So we'll talk about that. We don't even know if DragonCon's going to happen yet. We haven't gotten confirmation it's going to happen yet. We don't know. So anyway, we've got to get out of here. We got to do something else. I'm going to go hang out on the Xbox. You're going to go back to your anime that you're watching. Do it. And we will see you guys next time on the Gene Pope Variety Hour.
You need to do it like Palpatine. Do it. Do it, young Skywalker.
See, he does all the voices, right? He does all the voices. So anyway, so y'all have a good night, and we'll see you guys next time on the Gene Pool Variety Hour. And always remember,
execute order 66.
Yeah, that's not what I was going to have you say.
I know.
And always remember,
stay nerdy, my friends.
Thank you.
Do it. Stay nerdy, my friends. And remember,
bye, everybody. Appreciate it.
Always.
Yeah, you do the dancing. I just kind of sit here and stare with my one eye. I don't even know which one. So and Chase is kind of like Ray Charles. He's got his dark sunglasses on. He may not be able to see it all. I have no idea. Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good night. See you later.
See you guys.
Peace.